Tarantino might be the most progressive. He was putting African American actors and women in important roles in the 90s. Now everybody's trying to do it, or certain franchises are doing it. So I'm just saying, his third movie in, Jackie Brown, lead character is a black woman, middle-aged black woman. Right. How many movies did it take for Marvel made a lead character female? And of course it's a white blonde lady. Yeah. But how, it was like 21 in, 20 in? But they're the height of progress. And their height of progress is like, well, let's take like a shitty character like Hemdale and just put Idris Elba in there. We're super progressive for doing that instead of like, so this guy's doing it way back in the day. But going to Spike Lee. Now, during Hateful Eight, and this is a story that got glossed over a lot, there had been, after the many shootings of just white cops just murdering black people, there were many rallies. And Tarantino went to one and spoke pretty much like, yeah, some cops are good, but there's some bad ones. The head of the police union, the largest police union in the country, said he's going to get Tarantino, put a hit out on Tarantino, publicly said he's going to find Tarantino at a screening, he's going to do something very vague. Threatened the guy's life. The head of the police union publicly did that. Whereas
Spike Lee
takes $200,000 from the police to make propaganda films for them. Around the time Black Klansman comes out, a movie that is the police force, the cops are the Klan's number one enemy, and there's just one bad cop in that force, and in that stupid ass what's happening sting operation they set up. And one of the dumbest
things never happened.
Where the cops apparently just all hung out at a bar every night. For how long did it take to hope that guy would just walk in and say something racist and confess? But it also ends with the cop and the activist funneling through time to the future, because we all know Black Lives Matter is about Black Lives Matter activists and the cops working together against the Tiki Torch guys. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Black Lives Matter was a response to cops murdering people and getting away with it. Not the cops are on the same side as the activists. I'm pretty sure they were the enemies. But instead he makes this movie that shows the cops are the good guys in this, because there's only one bad guy. There is not a police force in this country where if there's a Klan activity, 90% of the cops aren't in the Klan. Even the black cops are in the Klan, which is more or less what Ron Stallings was. I mean, he just was a snitch. He just snitched out black activists. In the movie, they had him do it one time. That's all he did. He never did anything to the Klan.
Yeah, it's literally the opening of the movie is him undermining civil rights movement by going undercover.
But he did that a ton of times. He made a couple prank calls to the Klan. He didn't stop a bombing. They invented all that. You talk about changing history. Change history, make a cop look like a good guy, a guy who was a snitch, a fucking rat to his own people. They make him into the hero that saved all these people. None of that ever happened. The guy was a snitch, and he never did anything to the Klan, because the Klan and the cops worked together. All he did was he made a couple crank calls to David Duke.
But isn't that the liberal ideal, like a guy prank calling the KKK?
That is, like, that's the equivalent of, like, I sent a tweet to Donald Trump. But to make that guy as one who's based off the progressive flag, of like, I'm the hero, I'm the good guy here.
I have a pitch for Spike Lee. How about a movie where the KKK infiltrates the police?
Already done, man. It's reality. But also, talk about Tarantino putting feet in movies and stuff. Didn't Spike Lee write in a scene so he could suck on Rosie Perez's titty?
I believe she actually cried and hated that scene.
But no, he's the hero, because he's a fake, which is what these people like. And these people, I don't mean black people, I mean critics.
Just to clarify.
I'm talking about Richard Brody, in particular, likes that Rosie Perez cried. He masturbates to it all the time, that scene. Knowing that she was against it is what makes him so hard. This is what I've heard.